Hola amigos, hola amigas, welcome, bienvenido, croeso salam, welcome to the channel y'all, Chesh, Yak, Shumash, and good day y'all. So today we have a very big unboxing to do, and as you can see, this is the ProBreeze 12,000 BTU air conditioner, dehumidifier, heater and fan. This is something that is needed for the workshop. Now, we were planning to get air conditioning put into this, like a proper one with an outdoor unit, an indoor unit, but it's just going to be too expensive. So the best one that I could find so far with the reviews and everything was this ProBreeze one. So I'm not going to spend too much time, we're just going to get it unboxed. Okay, so here we have the ProBreeze finally unboxed. There's some tape that I'm going to remove. It's very, very heavy. Okay, so that's all the wrappings off it. Nothing much to see at the front, to be honest. It's quite a nice shape to it. It's quite a big chunky machine, and like I said, it is very, very heavy. So here we have the power cord, we have the refrigeration unit I can see in there. Inside there is the fan, the expel fan, and I can see that we have some sort of other filters as well, draining tubes and other things as well for the dehumidifier to drain out, and that's the other. At the side here we have ProBreeze 12,000 BTU portable air conditioner, model number PB AC05-UK. Rated capacity for cooling 3,520 watts. Capacity for heating 3,300 watts. Rated power input for cooling 1,350 watts. Rated power input for heating 1,500 watts. 6.5 amps. There's the refrigeration. Noise level 65 decibels. Net weight 29.5 kilos. It's 30 kilos of air conditioning unit. On the top, I'll take a picture now and you can see that. On the top we have the power, the mode, the display, temperature, fan level, fan and timer. There's a notice here as well that says when moving the appliance to the chosen location, ensure it is kept in an upright position. Do not place or use the appliance power cord or any other accessories in bathroom, wet or damp place. Place the appliance on a flat and dry surface. Keep at least 50 centimeters away from surrounding walls and or objects. Leave the appliance in an upright position for at least 2 hours prior to first use. So I'm going to be doing that because I need to read the instructions. Inside here we have some Velcro tape and what appears to be a cover. There's a piece of tubing. There is this came with the window kit. So this is the window kit, and I'm not going to be using it for with the window kit for in the workshop. And here we have the vent fan, and my goodness, that is one chunky vent fan. That is cool. Reminds me of what the tumble dryer days. It does not recommend to use any other longer does not recommend to use any other longer hose than this one supplied, apparently because it just reduces the efficiency of it. Right, here we have the instruction book. There is a remote control, 2 batteries, which I won't be using. I'll use some nice Duracell ones. So the energy rating on it is, I'll show a picture of this up on the screen now. It is A rated for cooling, and it is A plus rated for heating, which is quite good. 3-5 kilowatts and 3.3 kilowatts for heating, 3.5 for cooling, 3.3 for heating. Oh, hello, Zach. 65 decibels. So there we go. That's that. Thank you for purchasing from ProBreeze. And here we have the instruction pack. So before I do anything else, what I am going to do is get a little screwdriver, and I'm going to get 2 Duracells. Okay, so I have put the batteries into the remote control. Now, I believe that this is a smart one as well, so I'm going to have a look and see how I can download the app, because this is supposed to be, it was advertised as a smart one. Anyway, I'm going to have to read through these instructions. I've never owned a unit of this type before, so I really need to read them. So I'll come back to you in a little while, because there's a lot to read. Okay, so I've read through the instructions twice on this machine and really studied it. It works out that, so this is the drainage hose, and this is the window vent. So if you've got an opening window, you follow the instructions and use this. I'm not going to do it because I don't need to. It comes with sticky back Velcro to attach to it. Very clever. So this is for the a window that opens up or out or whatever. You could also, depending on your window, it all depends on what window you're going to have it to go out from. So that's going to go for one side. And you have, like I've shown before, you have this, which is another type of like a sash window vent fixture for it. So I'm not going to need that or that. Now, on the back of the machine there are 2 drainage holes. This is the drainage hole for draining it manually. So you unscrew it there. You have like a tray, and you put a tray underneath to catch the water, and then the water will come out. There's a little stopper there, so you pull out the stopper and the water will come out. That is the bottom drain hose. This one here is the top drain hose. Let me unplug, take the cable off, which comes out like so, and then you attach. There's a screw thread to it, or you can use this and then have this as the permanent drain for it. Is this top one. Now you use the permanent drain for when you've got it on dehumidifying, and also for cooling. So you need that drained. I mean, this has an automatic function on it, so when the water tank gets full, it will turn itself off, and it won't flood or damage itself. It will turn itself off. It says to clean the filters every 2 weeks. Filters are quite simple. There's one here that you pull out, that mesh filter there, and you either wash it or vacuum it off, brush it off. So that just fits in, slides in nicely, like so. This top one, you pull down this hatch here, then you remove this with 4 screws. I'll show you. Remove the screws. bit wonky. So you remove the 4 screws, you remove the fan, you remove the mesh, and then the condenser coils here at the back. You can use a vacuum with a brush. Always make sure that when you brush in it, just like with my condenser dryer, you brush into the shape of the direction of the fins. Do not go across, you will damage and bend them and lose efficiency. And a lovely soft brush. Now, only from just doing it myself, I'm going to only use, because you're going into metal, into plastic, when you're screwing it back in, turn the screw until you hear a click, like that, that's in the thread, and then tighten it up. So put it in reverse till you hear a click, and then tighten it up, because that way you're following the same thread. Because you have to do this every 2 weeks if you're using it continuously, you will wear the thread out. Oh, I thought I was going to lose that. This all depends on how often you use it. And then you just slide it back in, press down and clip back, and then it's all back together, nice and easy. Right, so that is the filters of it. Oh yeah. So you have to attach this, which is the exhaust hose. So you find the location for it and then twist it. It's marked on here, and then you just twist it until it's locked in. Now the fan can move, obviously the vent can move around, which is good, and you shouldn't bend it more than a 45-degree angle, it says, for efficiency of it. So I'm just going to leave it on like that for now. It's in locked place. I have a longer piece of hose I'm going to connect to it, so that'll drain down down at the garage door down there into the drain, because there's drains right by the garage doors. So that's exactly where it's going to go, and it's going to stand pretty much where you are standing now. So I won't be using this, but I will use more hose that I have. Now this particular model has a smart feature that you can connect to your phone, and you can also connect it then to the Alexa or the Google Hub, Google Home, so you can control it that way as well. Now, so it's got Wi-Fi and Smart Life app setup, and it's also got the Amazon Echo setup and the Google Home setup instructions in there for you. So that is what I'm going to do now. So I've already downloaded the app, which is Tuya Smart, Tuya Smart. Search for that. So it's getting ready to add a device. But what you have to do is follow these instructions, and it says, I've registered, I've logged in. It says add a device. Tap large to confirm the home router Wi-Fi type. Okay. Tap large home appliances. So you have large home appliances. Tap air conditioner. There's lots of types of air conditioner. What are we looking at here? Boilers, smart heat pumps, washing machine, clothes dryer. So I've selected the device. Wi-Fi, yes. Now it's asking me for the Wi-Fi password. Power on the device to confirm that the indicator is blinking rapidly. Right, so plug it in the appliance and ensure the power socket is turned on. So we're going to plug it in. Oh, hello. We have life. Oh, look, the fan's just come up and gone back down. Okay, so that's working. Press the power button to turn on the appliance and then press the power button again to turn off the appliance. Turn it off. And it's in standby. Press and hold the fan speed button for 3 seconds to activate the appliance's Wi-Fi. Okay, so we hear the ping, ping, ping. After 3 seconds, the Wi-Fi indicator light will begin to blink. Yes, it is. Tap confirm Wi-Fi. Tap the indicator to confirm the indicator is blinking rapidly. Yes, it is. It's now searching for the device. I always seem to have issues with connecting stuff to the Wi-Fi while I'm in the workshop, even though the router the extender booster signal is on, connected. I've got full signal here on the phone. It still has issues with connecting Wi-Fi apparatus in here. So I'm going to have to take it into the house to get it connected to the app, because that just always seems to work better. So just give me a minute. I'm going to take it out, sort it, and I'll bring it back. Okay, so yeah, just as I thought, it connected up no problem once I was inside the house Wi-Fi. So I'm going to plug it in. There we go. On studio. And there we go. And there she blows. So let's turn that off a second. So I'm using the remote control as well. Let's move you a bit closer. Okay, so for purposes of this part of the video, I'm just going to be using the remote control. Switch the power on. I'm going to set the mode to heat. So I've set the temperature to 20. I'm going to oscillate the lid. The internal temperature in here is about 15 degrees at the moment. It's now kicking in. So we've got heat, fans on low, let's put it on high. It's warming up slowly. So what it's actually doing is exhausting the cold air out from the fan, because looking at the instructions, so the heating mode, perfect for heating a cold room in winter weather. Use the up and down buttons when in heating mode to set the desired temperature. That's between 16 and 30. The appliance will heat the room if the room temperature goes below the set temperature. If the room temperature goes above the set temperature, the appliance will stop heating the room, and the fan will remain operating at a set fan speed. The heat exhaust hose must be connected to allow the cold and humid air to discharge outside. So you still have to have it on. Cooling mode, perfect for cooling a room in hot weather, blah blah blah. Use the up and down buttons, blah blah blah. The fan will remain operated. The heat exhaust must be connected to allow the hot and humid air to be discharged outside. Dehumidifying mode. The heat exhaust must be connected to allow the hot and humid air to discharge outside. Also as well, the if you connect the water hose at the back, the excess water, then it'll be pumped out as well. So that's yes, it's not coming through very warm at the moment. I did think it would come through warmer, but it is a heat pump. So heat pump tumble dryer, heat pump air conditioning unit. This is going to take a while to get heated up. What I'm going to do, I am going to leave it in here like it is now, and I'm going to see how long it takes to warm up. All right. Okay, so it's the next day. It's been 24 hours since I've installed it, and there's been a kind of an issue. So the instructions lead you to believe that if you connect the drain hose for permanent water drain to connect the hose to the top one, and it'll drain it out. So I did that last night when I finished filming, and after an hour I had a notification on the, let me turn it off. So I had a notification on the app that the FL code had come out saying that FL means, well, it doesn't mean flood, but that's how it comes up, and the water tank is full. So you have to drain from the bottom hose manually to drain it. But it kind of like, it filled up after like 3 hours, because obviously it kind of dehumidifies whilst it's heating the room, because it's pumping out the cold water. Anyway, the issue that I was having was it was filling up the tank at the bottom. It's very, very small capacity tank on it, and I would have had to have kept emptying it every couple of hours in here for all, you know, it would have been really, really just too infrequent to do. So what I did was I went online and I looked at loads of different reviews. There's hardly any, well, there are no reviews on this machine on YouTube. I Googled it, everything. I couldn't find anything on a review of it. So reading the instructions, it leads you to believe to put the pipe up here, but that doesn't work. It wasn't pumping out the water. It was still saying FL after a couple of hours. So I was like, well, why is it doing that? Because that's what it says to do if you're going to use it for long term, connect it up to the pump. Because the top one has a pump, the bottom one is gravity. So I sent an email to the company, to ProBreeze, and fair dues, they replied to me within an hour and explained that the top hose is only for dehumidifying. So it'll only pump out water when it's on dehumidifying. It doesn't, and when you have it on heating or cooling, it only goes into the bottom tank. It can't be pumped out. You can't use it as an alternative. So I was a bit gutted about that. And I was like, well, the main reason I have it is to sort of like to heat the workshop up, to keep it sort of like to a higher temperature. But I'm going to have to keep draining that every 3 hours. So I went online, I looked at loads of different reviews on all similar kinds of machines, and the majority of them have the main gravity-fed drain hose like that to go out. So I was like, right, okay, but the dehumidifier doesn't go into there. The dehumidifier goes into the pump. That's what I believe. There's not one tank that just pumps out everything. It's apparently it's second two, and that was the information I got from the company. So I was like, well, that's no good. So what I have done, so first of all, I've made a proper hole in it for that. I know it's a bit bitch bodge at the moment, but at least it's going out completely without restriction. I'll flash up a picture of what it looks like on the other side. You really can't notice it. It's really good. And I've put the advised kink on it, so no rainwater can go back into the machine. And I've got the gravity fed one there fastened on, tightened on to the bottom, and the pump one here fastened at the top. So there's 2 drain hoses going out. But so that's where we are so far. So I'm going to leave it run now for 24 hours and come back to you in 24 hours. And then that's how you manually. So you can have it on swing, or you just gently, manually have it blowing out. So I've got it blowing out there. Right, okay. If there's any more issues before 24 hours, then I'll let you know. Okay, so it's been another 24 hours since I've been back out here to check on it. It is currently, the heat has stopped, so I think it's doing some sort of drain or something, I don't know, but there's no airflow coming through, and the heat light is flashing on it, but I think it does that. One thing I have noticed is the amount of condensation that builds up on the pipe when you have it on heating mode. It's dripping, absolutely dripping with water, because it's condensation. Of course, the pipe is blowing out cold air, so the warm air inside is going to condensate, so it's condensating. If we go down to the bottom there, you can see it's just a big puddle of water, and that is coming from the pipe that's dripping down. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn off the machine. Alright. I'm going to take off the back hose. And I'm just going to move the machine forward. Okay, so the bottom drain is working absolutely fine. It's draining the water out, no leaks, no problem at all. This one as well, when it was, there's a bit of water in there, but that is working too. But that part of the machine has got water in it, that's got ice in it, and the water's dripping down on the back of the machine there. So that's why I had to push it back onto the concrete so that it won't flood the carpet. But the hose is just absolutely drenched, really badly drenched. So I'm really impressed with the machine, right? It's really, really good. But the issues that I'm having with it are, it's not that good for heating, which is something that I wanted it to do, as well as cooling, was to efficiently just keep the garage kind of like not to freeze, which I mean, it will do that, but the condensation on the pipe, I'm gonna have to try and figure out something better. If I'd have known this was going to happen, I would have had the exit hole down further. I'd have installed it further down in the garage, maybe down lower, but it's too late now because I've made the hole. So I'm going to have to reconfigure it to try and put it into a better position. So I'll be back when it's all done. Okay, right, I've got it set up that I think is the best way. So I got the pipe curling up a bit, and then I got the pipe curling down a bit, and any condensation then should just run straight. If there is condensation, it should run straight around there, and then straight down onto the floor, and then out. And the two pipes are in position 2, the one you can see there at the bottom with the green, and the one then at the top. So I'm going to leave it in this position, and I'm going to leave the video for now. My thoughts so far, it's a really, really good machine, but I'm really disappointed with the heat. I really did think it would come through. Oops. I really did think it was going to come through warmer than it actually does. But when I've looked online at how these work, it's basically doing a reverse of the air conditioning. So instead of it blowing the cold air out through the front, it's blowing the cold air out, and it's using what would be the heat that it's pumping out normally if it was on air conditioning, and it's using that heat to blow back into the room. That's the best explanation I can see for it. So this, for me, as a heater, it's not 100%. Using it here in the garage for heating creates a lot of condensation, as you can see through there, but I'm going to be monitoring that over the next few days, weeks or whatever, and I'll come back to you in another video to see how it's doing. But I really do like the machine. I think it's going to be really good for air conditioning. I haven't tried it for a long period of time at the moment because obviously it's cold in here, or colder in here. This is not a sealed room, so there's lots of factors that aren't very good for this as a heater. I just wanted it to something to take the chill off the room. But anyway, I'm going to stop the video there because it's just going to go on for too long. So thank you very much for watching me. This is one of the only reviews that I can find before I've done this on this machine, and I'm still in contact with ProBreeze, sending them pictures and stuff of how I'm getting on with it, but I will keep you informed if there's anything else. So thanks for watching. Bye y'all.